Good morning, children. Welcome back to our English class. Today we are going to see the lesson Journey by Train. Before that, I would like to say about the author. Julius Gabriel Verne. He was born on 8th February 1828 and died on 24th March 1905. Actually, he was a French novelist, poet, and playwright. Verne wrote a widely popular series of scrupulously researched adventure novels including such as Journey to the Center of the Earth 1864, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea 1870, and Around the World in 80 Days 1873. Verne has been the second most translated author in the world since 1979. Ranking between Agatha Christie and William Shakespeare. He has sometimes been called the father of science fiction, a title that has also been given a H.G. Wells, Mary Shelley, and Hugo Gernsback. Okay, now let's go to the section first. Actually, it is taken from the adventure of novel Around the World in 80 Days. In the story contains Mr. Phileas Fogg, his French attendant Passepartout, and Francis Cromarty. Actually, they started a journey from Bombay. During the journey, they enjoyed a lot. First, the train has left the place Nasik and next Condes. They saw a well-cultivated place because Godavari river is flowing. Yes. It makes a fertile place and also grown cotton, coffee, nutmeg, clove and pepper and also etc. etc. And even they saw snakes and tigers because that is a place, jungles, forest. At last, the train stopped at the Berhambur. Later, it moved along the bank of river Tapti. Next, they moved to the Satpur Mountains. You know Satpur Mountains? Actually, these mountains separate the Condes from Bundelkhand. This is a story contains. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the page number 80. This extract is taken from the classic adventure novel Around the World in 80 Days by Julius Verne, an Englishman. Mr. Phileas Fogg, along with his French attendant, Passepartout, attempts to go around the world in 80 days on a wager of $20,000. Actually, $20,000 means now itself 1.6 million today. Said by his friends at the Reform Club. Read this extract where Phileas Fogg travels through some parts of India at a time when the railways were being built in the country. Some places are spelled differently as the book was written over the century ago. The train had started punctually. Among the passengers were a number of officers, government officials, and merchants. What is a merchant? Merchant is the traders. Okay. The train contained merchant also, government official and merchants. Passepartout rode in the same carriage with Mr. Fogg, and a third passenger occupied a seat opposite to them. This was Sir Francis Cromarty, one of the friends of Mr. Fogg. Who is the Francis Cromarty? Yes, absolutely right. He is a friend of Mr. Fogg. Mr. Fogg made on ship Mongolia that brought him to Bombay. An hour after leaving Bombay, the train had passed the bridges and the islet of Salsati and had got into the open country. During the night, the train left the mountains behind and passed the Nasik, and the next day proceeded over the flat. Proceeded. What is the procedure? moved, moved to the flat land. Yes, flat land. Uh, the train left to the flat land. Well cultivated country of the Condes with its straggling villages above which rose the towers of temples. This fertile territory is watered by many small rivers and clear streams, mostly tributaries of the Godavari. You know, Godavari is a kind of river. It makes a land fertile land. Fertile means what? It is a rich vegetated area. Okay. Okay, next page number take 81. Passport out and walking and looking out. Could not believe that he was actually crossing India in a railway train. The locomotive, guided by an English engineer and fed with coal, threw out its smoke upon cotton, coffee, nutmeg, clove, and pepper plantations, while the steam curled in spirals around groups of palm trees, in the midst of which were seen attractive bungalows, vicoras, and marvelous temples decorated by the rich work of Indian architecture. Then they came upon vast areas extending to the horizon. Horizon, what is the horizon? A line at which the earth's surface and the sky appear to meet. Horizon. The jungles where snakes, tigers lived. These creatures fled at the noise of the train. Then they came to the forest where elephants stood gazing. Gazing, what is the gazing? Gazing means looking. Gazing, looking steadily. With the sad eyes at the train as it passed. At 12:30, the train stopped at Berhambur. The travelers made a hasty breakfast and started off for Azargar. Azargar is a place. Okay, Berhambur is also it is a kind of place. Now they travel along the banks of small river Tapti. Tapti is a kind of river like a Godavari, which empties into the Gulf of Cambrai near Surat. Then towards evening, the train entered the valleys of the Satpur mountains, which separate the Gandesh from Bandelkand. It was 3 in the morning. Okay, children, I hope you can understand the lesson from this part. What contains this? There are three persons started the journey. Who are they? Mr. Fogg and his attendant, French attendant Passepartout, and another one his friend, Mr. Fogg friend, who is Francis Cromatry. Okay, okay. Thank you, children. We will meet next section, second section of this part journey by train. Okay, thank you, children.